fight like a roaring fight, during dreams under stadium lights, sweat and fire, hearts ignite. Evening sports buffet, with the Ginch replay. Highlights while scores collide, it's the riot live tonight. Blades drawn, bold on the chalkboard slate.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Rivals clash, it's a heavyweight fight. Every second counting, can't wait.
this continues to happen. I am forced to do early evening sports before the game on my rising tide. Anybody that watches this show knows that technology and I it kind of bones me. So I am forced to, of course it's still buffering on my laptop, so I am forced to do the show on my iPad. I will have to look down at my notes on my phone, unfortunately. But did you watch the games yesterday on Monday Night Football? Kind of blah, to be honest with you. I wasn't going to stay up at the 10 o'clock game because I have to get up at 5 o'clock every morning to get ready for work. Well, welcome to another edition of Early Eating Sports Buffet with the Ginch. I'm said Ginch. So let's just jump into some of the news and headlines from the day. Philadelphia Eagles left tackle Jordan Mailata caused the chatter about the tush-push rubbish. What else are you going to say? He was on 94 WIP today, and he said it's incredibly disrespectful to the impact the Eagles' defense and special teams had in the 2017 victory at Kansas City. He said, I understand the outrage over the tush-push. What I don't understand is them using it as an excuse to why we won the game. I think it's incredibly disrespectful to our defense and our special teams who balled out. And my brothers on defense and special teams who balled out that game, who had our backs when we weren't moving the ball or weren't doing anything. He went on to say, that pisses me off because we give so much to this game, and to kind of base off a shorted yardage play that is a football play. And say that we won the game off that, but not how our defense played and not how our special teams have played, putting us up in those positions. I think it's bullcrap. So he's a little butthurt. He said, I just think it's rubbish. It makes my blood boil just thinking about it. Look, the NFL had a chance to do something about it. They needed 24 votes to ban the tush-push. There was only 22 teams that were in favor of it. So teams are just going to have to deal with it. I was surprised. You don't see like 3 wide receiver sets. One, then the middle guy, then the back receiver. You throw it to the middle receiver, the one guy blocks out in front of you, and then the other receiver behind you just starts pushing you. I'm surprised no offensive coordinator has come up with that. Or how about lining up a 3-back backfield, quarterback and 3 backs in the backfield, and do it that way. So teams are just going to have to deal with it. I'm tired of hearing about it, but what are you going to do? The NFL says Tom Brady did not violate the rules in the Raiders booth. Reported by ESPN. If you took notice yesterday that Tom Brady was wearing a headset in the Las Vegas Raiders coaching booth. The NFL said Tuesday in a statement that Brady, a minority owner with the Raiders and a broadcaster for Fox, is prohibited from going to a team facility for practices or production meetings. But the former star quarterback is allowed to sit in the coach's booth, according to the league. There are no policies that prohibit an owner from sitting in the coach's booth or wearing a headset during a game, NFL spokesman Brian McCarthy said in the statement. Brady was sitting in the booth in his capacity as a limited partner. All personnel sitting in the booth must abide by policies that prohibit the use of electronic devices other than league-issued equipment such as a Microsoft Surface tablet for the sideline viewing system. So again, the NFL has come out and said that he has not violated any rules. But the Vikings placed Aaron Jones on injured reserve. He is now going to miss at least the next 4 games. He has a hamstring injury. So Jordan Mason will fill his role. So hopefully he can get back for the Vikings because they're going to need him. And of course, J.J. McCarthy's also hurt and is out 2 to 4 weeks. ESPN News Services reporting that Houston Astros Jordan Alvarez out a while with a left ankle sprain. They're saying it's fairly significant. Manager Joe Espada said on Tuesday that he is not going to give a timetable for his return, but they're going to keep him out. When they're going to need him, they're going to make a deep run. Sean McVay, who seems to get hurt in the sidelines all the time, is reported by the Associated Press. He tore his plantar fascia on Sunday while coaching the game. He said, the foot's good. I did tear my plantar fascia. So, yeah, and anybody who knows that they ever had a plantar fascia issue, it's painful. He said, that's a good thing because I guess it allows you to heal a little faster, but I was being dramatic, limping around towards the end of the game, but the MRI confirmed I did that he tore his plantar fascia. So, the Detroit Tigers ace Tarek Skubal is on track to start Thursday. It's less than a week after he experienced tightness in his left side during his previous start. He said everything felt good. So the Tigers ace seems rip-roaring and ready to go. Dabo Sweeney, reported by Andrea Adelson of ESPN. He's defended his program's slow start. Again, he was irked. He just basically said, hey, listen, if Clemson's tired of winning, they can send me on my way, but I'm going to go somewhere else and coach. I ain't going to the beach. Hell, I'm 55. I've got a long way to go. Y'all are going to have to deal with me for a while. He went on to say, I would just say, if you don't believe in us because we've lost 2 games down to the last play and we're 1-2, you didn't believe in us anyway, so it doesn't matter. You weren't all in anyway. And I'm just going to read verbatim what he said in his presser. All we've done is win. We've won this league 8 out of the last 10 years. Is that not good? I'm just not good. To win your league out of 10 years, to go to the playoffs 7 out of 10 years, be in a national championship, be in 4 national championships, won it twice. Take your shots. I've got a long memory. We'll be all right. We'll bounce back. Dabo has been slow to adapt to the new world of college football vis-a-vis the transfer portal, NIL money, and some of the hires he's made over the last couple of years. I didn't understand the Garrett Riley hire. I don't think he's the right man for that particular job. Kate Klubnik, it's been 4 years. He shows flashes sometimes, then he makes idiotic mistakes. And he seems to make them at the most inopportune times. That's the thing. So look, Clemson's schedule the rest of the way. I've said this before. They're going to need help. They'll have to win their last 9 games to go 10-2, win an ACC title. That's the only way I see them making the playoffs. Sticking to college football news, Mr. John Mateer and Carson Beck have taken over odds-on favorites to win the Heisman, according to Vegas. Right now, Mateer is plus 850 to win the Heisman. Carson Beck is plus 700. We'll see. because this is going to change tenfold as the season goes on. Some other news and notes from around the world in the NFL. The Steelers said they are likely to change returners after special teams gaffe, reported by Brooke Pryor. Rookie Caleb Johnson probably will not be returning kickoffs in Week 3, according to Mike Tomlin. So you make a mistake, not doing it. Quarterback Jared Allen for the Bills, reported by Elena Getzenberg of ESPN. Josh Allen will probably wear a clear visor on his helmet to help protect his nose during the team's Thursday night matchup. If anybody watched the game, he did suffer a bloody nose late in the first quarter. Missed only 2 plays. They shoved some gauze in there, rubbed some dirt on it, and they put it back out there. The Bengals have signed Sean Clifford and Mike White to their practice squads in the wake of the Joe Burrow injury. Joe Burrow is sidelined for at least 3 months. Hopefully Browning can hold down the fort, but those 2 particular signings are just insurance. As far as the Bengals go. Go to Major League Baseball. I went over the standings yesterday. Let's go over scores from yesterday. Cubs beat the Pirates 4-0. Diamondbacks beat the Giants 8-1. Braves over the Nats 11-3. Blue Jays over the Rays 2-1. The Orioles over the White Sox 4-1. Twins blanked the Yanks 7-0. Reds over the Cardinals 11-6. Astros over the Rangers 6-3. And the Phillies beat the Dodgers 6-5. For the most part, a full slate today. Right now, top of the second, comes up on the Pirates 2-1. Later on, Angels at the Brewers, Giants at the D-backs, Guardians and the Tigers are in the bottom of the second. Guardians up 1-0. Rain delay down there in Washington, Braves, Nationals. Bottom of the second, Athletics and Red Sox scoreless. Top of the first, Padres, Mets scoreless. Earlier today, the Braves beat the Nats 6-3. Later on, Blue Jays at the Rays, the Orioles at the White Sox, Yankees at the Twins, Mariners at the Royals, Red Sox at the Cardinals, Rangers at the Stros, Marlins at the Rockies, and the Phillies at the Dodgers. I did go over some Major League Baseball news. Major League Baseball has put a kibosh on the Yankees-Blue Jays series that was supposed to be played in London next year. Commissioner Rob Manfred said the London games were off during a question and answer session after Front Office Sports tuned in event. So that's interesting. The Philadelphia Phillies are your National League East winners. Two-time. 2 in a row. So good for them. Got to do it in the playoffs, though. Got to do it in the playoffs. Didn't see any major NHL or NBA news. The WNBA scores from, we went over the scores yesterday. Tonight, Dream at the Fever, Aces at the Storm. The Fever and the Storm on the brink of elimination. And tomorrow, Mercury at the Liberty and the Lynx at the Valkyries. Forgot to do this the other day. The English Premier League, soccer. I should follow more leagues in soccer, but the Premier League seems to be the most popular. On Saturday, Arsenal blanked Nottingham Forest 3-0, Bournemouth over Brighton 2-1, Crystal Palace over Sunderland 0-0 draw. Everton Aston Villa 0-0 draw. Fulham beat Leeds 1-0. Newcastle beat Wolves 1-0. Spurs blank West Ham 3-0. Brentford Chelsea 2-2 draw. Then on Sunday, Liverpool beat Burnley 1-0 and Man City beat Man United 3-0. So the table after this weekend's games, Liverpool sits on top with 12 points. Arsenal second with 9, as well as Tottenham and Bournemouth. Chelsea's fifth with 8 points. Everton and Sunderland with 7 points. Man City, Crystal Palace, 6 points apiece. Newcastle and Fulham, 5 points. Brentford, Brighton, Man United, Nottingham Forest, and Leeds all with 4 points. Burnley and West Ham with 3 points. Aston Villa with 2, and Wolves have yet to secure any points. Yesterday's game, the Bucks beat the Texans 20-19. Kind of an ugly game. Baker Mayfield was 25 of 38, 215 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. Bucky Irving, 17 carries, 71 yards. Rashad White added a touchdown rushing. Tampa Bay receiving, Mike Evans, 5 for 56. Emeka Egbuka, Ryan Miller, each with touchdown receiving. Tyke Smith, 6 total tackles. On the Texans side, C.J. Stroud, 13 of 24, 207 yards, touchdown, no picks. Nick Chubb, 12 carries, 43 yards, and a touchdown. Nico Collins, 3 catches, 52 yards, and a touch. Leading tackler was Henry To'oto'oto. We go to the team stats. Clean game, no turnovers. But Tampa Bay ran it for 169 yards. Houston only 84. Houston not good on third down, 2 of 9. Tampa Bay dominated in time of possession, 37-22, 23. And yet it was still only a 1-point game. So Tampa Bay held on to win. The Buccaneers now 2-0. Houston now in a 0-2 hole. Chargers beat the Raiders 20-9, playing hardball ball. You basically ground and pound. For some odd reason, it's not showing me any stats for either team. I am trying to go to ESPN, but it's not showing me. It's not showing me the individual stats. Not really showing me any team stats either. Raiders turned it over 3 times. That never helps. But the Raiders 1-1. The Chargers now 2-0. The only team in the division without a win. The Kansas City Chiefs. Again, the Ryder Cup coming up next week. Champions League. This is the league phase. Games today. Arsenal beat Athletic 2-0. Union SG beat PSV 3-1. Real Madrid over Marseille 2-1. Juventus and Dortmund 4-4 draw. FK Karabag beat Benfica 3-2. And Spurs beat Villarreal 1-0. Tomorrow, Olympiacos and Pafos square off. Slavia Prague and Bodo Glimt square off. PSG and Atalanta. Liverpool and Atletico. Bayern against Chelsea. Ajax at Inter Milan. That's tomorrow. So I think I'm going to wrap it up there. Look at Brian Kelly apologized to the reporter today about his blow up. Look, if you don't want to answer questions, whatever the question is, don't have a press conference. I didn't think the question was all that out of line. But that's who Brian Kelly is. He's a hothead. He has anger management issues. That's just what he does. UCLA has fired coach Deshaun Foster. The Bruins are 0-3 to start the year. He was 5-10 during his short tenure there. It was only a little over a season. So I think I'm going to end it there. Hopefully I can have my laptop fixed. Coming up at 8 o'clock, end zone to end zone. I will be recapping week 2 of the NFL and previewing week number 3 and making my picks. So as I end each show, practice compassion, practice empathy, have passion for what you do. Hug somebody, you might make their day. Tell somebody you love them, you might not get a second opportunity. And for God's sakes, if you see somebody struggling, inquire about what they're struggling with. How might you help? Maybe you can get them help. You might just be saving a life or multiple lives in the process. So I will see everybody at 8 o'clock. We're end zone to end zone. There's just one thing left to do. Dandy Don, take me out.
Turn out the lights, the party's over. They say that all good things must end. Call it a night, the party's over. And tomorrow and next year starts the same old thing again.